I'll apologise for the beeping in advance again. Still in the Volvo and there's still a chance to take it to the garage. So the range should be back on the road in the next couple of weeks. Fingers crossed, and we've got a couple of other stuff that's coming up as well. So decent weekend. If you've seen yesterday's episode, you'll see that busy weekend, girl group rehearsals. My daughter turned 5, which is actually today. We'll be celebrating on the weekend, and really busy again, working Saturday. But it's the way we love life, isn't it? A couple of changes as of last week. Sold my shares in Elevate Consulting Group. They're now gone. Going to focus on the rest of the Apollo Group instead. So I wish them they're all the best, and obviously I'm still going to recommend and still put them forward for anything I think is good for them. So that one's done. Bit of a bittersweet really, because it was the right thing to do, but I think it was the right thing to do. But obviously one of my best mates is the other partner there. But onwards and upwards. We don't let things get under our skin, really. So busy week this week. We got about 5 pre-start meetings with construction companies this week, which is good. We're really expanding in the construction space at the moment, really pushing that, so that's a great thing. And then meeting with the CEO after the management meeting as well today. So I have my management meeting, my CEO meeting today. That's what Monday's all about, and then a pre-start meeting, and then football. Taking my boy to football tonight. And then just catch up with some stuff. We've got some staff communication going out, which is going out shortly to all staff. Plus we got some structural changes that are going to be communicated to staff as well. So a lot going on today and this week, which is always good, but never enough for me, as you know. I always want more. But I just want to talk about how easy it is for your day to be ruined by a shitty morning routine. And I don't mean that get up at 5, drink my coffee, go to the gym. I don't mean that sort of thing. I mean like things are flowing great for me this morning, and then something went wrong, and then it puts, I blow up, and then it puts me in a mood. Now, I don't blow up as much as I used to. I'm a lot calmer, but when I do, it just seems to come in spurts, and it's not the right thing to do as a leader. It's not the right thing to do as a father or partner or anything else either. So, me shouting at people and kicking off, and because things are not going the way we want them to go at that particular time, is just, I don't know. And I'm working on it. I do NLP therapy now. I'm working on how to reposition that anger, but it's not always easy when multiple things go wrong and you're in a rush, and your day's disrupted, or you're running late because something's not going the right way. But I tend to let not all the time, like every now and again, my chimp will get the better of me. And if anybody read the book Chimp Paradox, you understand what I'm talking about, where your brain's got 2 sides. It's got you as a human, it's got your chimp, which is your emotions, which flies off. And sometimes I let my chimp fly off sometimes, and then by the time I kick in and I realise my chimp's kicked off, I'm then the one that's remorseful. It's like, why did I raise my voice there, or why did I say that, or what, and it happens, and it doesn't make it right to happen. But as long as you can understand why it's happened, and you're willing to work on it, and if you have upset anybody, you've said in to somebody, you're willing to apologise, then it's okay a little bit, because we're all human and things happen all the time. And I think sometimes we all try to be this perfect person in this perfect life for these perfect people, and sometimes it just doesn't work like that. And sometimes we just gotta make sure that we get the right thing, and as long as you can see what you've done and the error you made. Look, I'm not talking about people in abusive relationships. That's a completely different thing. If someone's being verbally, physically abused, and the other person takes pleasure in it, and it's an abusive thing, that's entirely different. I'm talking about when everybody's going to argue. All relationships have arguments, and I'm talking about when one person flares up or the other person flares up, or that I'm talking about that sort of thing. And it's about people say, some people will say to me, well, I just have an argument, let it fester, and then we just pretend it didn't happen. That was me at one point, but then what happens then is when you have another argument, it all comes out again. So what I try and do now is if we've had an argument or something's flared up, then I will reevaluate the situation, look at myself, and then I will, if I'm in the wrong, I will always apologise, and I will always try and say, look, I'm sorry for that. Or if I'm not in the wrong, I will always try and say, let's sort it out. But yeah, it's tough, and it's really tough when you are a leader, like running multiple businesses, multiple stresses, thousands of decisions a day. Sometimes you do flare up with the wrong people at the wrong time, because the decisions, decision fatigue is a real thing as well. You do get a point where you get to a point where you just don't want to make another bad decision. One of the reasons I always wear black, black t-shirt, black jeans, and a gilet normally. I will sometimes snooze it up if I've got a posh meeting or I've got an event, but normally it's black. My daughter said to me this morning, actually, why do you always wear black, Daddy? Just one less decision to make. This is one less person I've got to speak to. Or not speak to. One less decision I've got to make about myself. So yeah, it's a tough one. But look, if you can resonate, let me know. If you are that person, let me know. And if you, as long as you know that you're that person and you are trying to do something about it, it's okay, because we're all human, we all make mistakes. But yeah, busy day ahead. At least it's not raining in the UK today. That's a plus. So I'm not itching to jump back on a plane and get out here. So yeah, I'll catch you all soon. Evening, thought I'd jump on while I'm on a dog walk again. As you can see, she's here. Boys in football, I'm on a dog walk. Thought I'd jump on and have a bit of a conversation with you. Busy day, very busy day. Can I explain it? Bit of a flip out this morning, as I talked about. Then straight to a manager meeting where we discussed the new restructure. Some of the managers would like it. Some managers thought it was a move of demotion. At the end of the day, it's the best for business, and that's it. CEO meeting then to discuss the move to London for the Apollo Group. Offices, like, I've had a lot of people ask me if I move to London. I'm not going to London. I'm moving the offices to London because we do a lot of work now with Europe. We do loads in America, with some of the companies. We do some with, we're going into Saudi. So everybody flies into Heathrow mainly, or Gatwick, and to meet in London is so much better than just then getting to travel to Cardiff or Manchester. We may keep the call centre in Manchester. We haven't decided that yet. There's also talk of moving the call centre to South Africa. So lots up in the air, lots of stuff coming. Then I had a couple of days on construction. So it's a couple of hours, on construction meetings with the 3 different construction clients. Had a look around sites with my construction manager, put the hard hat and the boots back on, and just basically had a decent look at what we're quoting, is it right, what the scope of works is for the facilities company, and obviously some one-to-one time with him where he learns from me in a way then, and we work with each other sort of thing. So yeah, busy day. Come back then, I got an update letter going out to all staff. So changing some things on the way we pay, just a pay date really, changing. So we've sent that out to all staff, and then some emails back and forth. But I wanted to come on and just have a bit of a rant. So I want a bit of a rant, right? Since when did staff dictate everything in the business? Now, staff are important. I'm not going to pretend they ain't. Staff are very important. Staff are the beating heart of the business, right? So team members are key, and I got no dispute in that at all. And I think the team members of our team are very key, but they seem to dictate what's going on sometimes. Now, I'm not talking about me. Every business has an issue, but I have a client, and I got a vested interest in this client from a business coaching point of view. I'm really as a business coach, if me or my business coach team are employed or deployed by a client, it's because they need our help, and that's whether they need the help with scaling, reducing, sales, marketing, whatever it is, right? So we go in, and our pure job is not to make friends with the staff. Our pure job is to go in and keep the doors open. It's probably the best way to do it, right? Help scale whatever it is. And obviously some staff resist that because they don't understand why we're there, really. If it's not clear, or if they do understand, they want to push back on it, okay? So the reason I ask is because dealing with a client at the moment, where, as I say, I've got a vested interest in, I want to do really well, where for some reason there's a certain staff member there who just wants to push back on everything that we're doing. So whatever we implement, they want to push back. They don't want to comply, they don't want to be there, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, and there's always an argument, and there's always something they don't want. Now, for us to succeed as business coaches, right, we have to have the backing of the business owner. Otherwise, they're paying money for no reason, because as a business coach, myself or my team don't make any decisions based on emotion. It's all based on fact. So fact and figures, and how well, and what the end result is for the business owner. Now, when we get a team member that keeps resisting stuff, we need the business owner to fully back us. Because if they don't fully back us, what's the point? Then it undermines what we're doing. And look, some business coaches are really shit. Some business coaches will literally take your money, give you a little bit of advice, do a couple of polish for you, and move on. Me and my team are like that. If we're invested, we're invested. We're part of the board, we're part of the team. If you don't succeed, then we fail. And that's what type of business coaches we are. So what do you think? Do you think staff have too much power at the moment? Do you think the staff have there's a difference in some business. I don't call my team staff. I call my employees team members. I don't buy into this reality of everybody is family in a business, because that's bollocks. If it's a family run business and it's all you're all related, then fine. But we're a family. We're like a family. No, you're not. You're a fucking job. And you're an employee and you're an employer. And when you cross that line of not being an employer, it becomes very difficult to manage any sort of system. So let me know what your thoughts are, and let me know what you think of this whole situation where staff members have so much say, if you ask me. If your manager asks you to do a job, or an owner of a business, you do it. Don't have an opinion on it. Do you mean? You can have a feedback forum where you can have a feedback forum where everybody gets to say something, but actually just do what you're asked to do. And the issue got is some staff won't, and there's no repercussion. So there's no thing. So let me know your thoughts, but have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.